Good day, everybody. Welcome to Mind Prosperity, where we believe where your mind goes, your life follows. And when I speak about mind, I also want to say the way you think about things or your perception about things. I remember the one speaker, Bob Proctor, once said, "We don't see with our eyes, and we don't listen with our ears, but we see through our eyes, we listen through our ears." But we see and listen with our perception. What is your perception? Your perception is your awareness, what you see, what you experienced right now, what you experience right now, shaped by your beliefs, or what you believe about a situation. Now, a lot of times when people say stress, when people use the word stress, they immediately think it's something extremely negative, and they immediately think it's something we have to get rid of immediately. But we have to understand that there's a good stress and there's a bad stress. Now, let me use this example, because before you just dismiss this and say, listen, no, stress is always bad, I'm not going to watch further. Imagine you are in a situation where you are, let's say, for instance, you're in I almost say jungle, but let's say, for instance, you are in a field with a lot of trees that almost looks like a jungle, and you hear lions approaching, or you hear dangerous animals approaching. If you feel stress in that moment, stress is going to cause you to get out of the situation, to get out of the environment. That the fact that you are a bit stressed in a healthy way to pay your bills at the end of the month will cause you to wake up and to go to work. If you say, I'm not stressed whatsoever, never, then you will probably lie on the couch, eat chips the whole day, watch Netflix the whole day, and don't worry about anything. All the great artists, all the great performers, all the great sports people will tell you that there's a little bit of stress every single time before they do something, and that helps you to go into excellence. Now, there's a law called the law of polarity. And the law of polarity says everything has two poles. Now, I speak about the law of polarity a lot. It's like a battery. It has a positive it has a positive and a negative side, but you need both for the battery to give you electricity. If you look in life, you have high and you have low. You have inside and you have outside. There are poles to everything. And just like that, stress has a positive side, stress has a negative side. It depends what you do with it and how you look at it, and to what extreme it goes. So Bill Phillips said, stress should be a powerful driving force, not an obstacle. So if stress is something that causes you to be driven, it's a good thing. If stress is an obstacle, if stress gets to such a place where it paralyzes you, it is a bad thing. So let's look at bad stress. Let's start with the bad and end with the good. Bad stress is also called distress, and this is chronic. It can lead to negative health effects. Okay, so if you're in stress mode the whole time, your body releases a lot of cortisol and adrenaline. It causes your genes to downregulate. It causes your immune system to go lower if you stay in a state of stress, and it can affect your health. This is a kind of stress that feels overwhelming, and you don't feel like you're in control. It's a stress that wears you out. It leaves you jittery. It can have serious impacts on your health, as we just spoke about, because of the release of cortisol and because of the effect on the immune system. So now I'm going to give you guys a few characteristics of a toxic stress. Okay, so it's negative thoughts. When you have this negative expectation the whole time, tension, lack of sleep, cannot sleep at night because of stress, headaches. The headaches is where it starts to affect you physically. Paralysis. Now, by paralysis, I don't mean you are physically paralyzed, but because of stress, you don't get moving. You don't have a desire to do anything. You don't have a desire to grow, and it can even cause you to become depressed. And a bad stress includes bad coping mechanisms such as addiction, like gluttony, over drinking. Watching Netflix the whole day can be an addiction. Being angry, lashing out on people. That's the effects of bad or negative stress. Sorry. Now, let's quickly look at good stress. Before we get there, I want to ask you to like, to subscribe to this video. We're trusting to get to 1,000 subscribers. Your subscription can help us, and also send this video to people if you believe it can help them. So what is good stress? Good stress can help you to activate your body and brain and to give you energy to complete the task. So it's that, you have a desire to do something great, and a little bit of good stress can help you to get active. The little bit of good stress is the thing that causes you to do things that you don't necessarily want to do, but it is so that you can get the result that you want to get. So if you are not disciplined in certain things, if you don't take action when you don't want to, when you don't sometimes do the things that you don't always desire doing, good stress is the thing that activates you to complete the task until the problem is solved. But here's the thing. This is a kind of stress that doesn't stay there the whole time. Like, imagine again, you're in this wood, and the lions, or you hear some kind of animal coming. When you are at a safe place again, the stress goes away. You still have that feeling of achievement. You still have that feeling of I did something great. So it's not a stress that's present the whole time, but it is a stress that gets you up and that gets you going. So the characteristics of this stress is excitement. So a lot of people will say, I'm a bit nervous, but I'm a bit excited as well. This is what a good stress does. It motivates you. It motivates you to be disciplined. Like I said, it motivates you to do things that you don't always want to do. Protection. So if you're not afraid of anything ever, and if you're not stressed about anything ever, you won't be protected. And it includes good coping mechanisms. So all of us need to cope. And the good stress includes good coping mechanisms such as exercise, meditation, mental exercises, like we said, getting your thoughts at a good place. So positive thoughts, healthy thoughts comes with a good stress. It leads you to work on your thought life. It can include things like prayer, reading encouraging books. Those are things that good stress causes you to do. So the key difference between good stress and bad stress comes down to perception, the way you see it, and your ability to cope. So if you perceive it in the right way and you cope with the right strategies, and it energizes you to do better, it's a good stress. If you perceive it in the wrong way and it leads to bad coping mechanisms, it's a bad thing. I always want to, and I also rather want to say, it depends on the length. So if you stay in stress mode the whole time, it's a bad stress. If it's a stress that comes and you manage it correctly, but you also have the rewards, you also have healthy rest, then it's a good stress. So good stress tends to be perceived as a challenge that is within your ability to handle, while bad stress feels like it exceeds your capacity to manage it. And this is why it's important to the way we see ourselves, having a good self-image, having good self-control, all of these things, having a good mindset, because people who don't have a good self-image, people who have a bad mindset, will always see the situation out there to be bigger than them. People with a healthy mindset, people with a positive mindset, will see themselves above the situation. For myself in my own life, I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ, and I believe Jesus gives me the ability to be stronger than any situation that comes my way, and that's something that truly helps me. William James said the greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought over the other. So if you want to manage stress well, you have to manage your thoughts well. And this is why we say at Mind Prosperity, we do believe where your thoughts go, your life follows. And I want to end with this. Hans Stiles said, it is not stress that kills us, it's our reaction to it. So I want you to look at this law again, the law of polarity. Stress can have a good side, stress can have a bad side. The way you perceive the situation, the way you get mentally involved in it, and the way you handle it, the way you approach it will determine whether it's good or bad. And at the end of the day, for me, something that also helps is having the right mentors, having the right people coaching me. Is also something that excites me, motivates me, encourages me, gives me wisdom, and helps me to approach the situation in the wrong way. So yes, that's the difference between good stress and bad stress. Hope and believe this information helped you. Remember, we have this book available, The Art of a Mental Breakthrough. It's available on it's available on Amazon. So you can type in my name and the title of the book, The Art of a Mental Breakthrough. It helps you a lot and teaches a lot on emotional intelligence and mindset. Yeah, and I believe it can help you a lot. So get the book and enjoy it. See you guys soon. Goodbye.